Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess, Sister Deborah, or prophetess Deborah, or Sister Deborah, whatever, whatever. It's not who I am uh, by name or by person. It's what I am by name and by spirit. A servant of the Most High Yah. That's who I am. All right. Now I want to cover something. This is a video, and I'm not going to title it until I am done when I upload it, because I'm going to be a little here, a little there, a little everywhere. And the book I'm coming from is Ecclesiastes. And I want to go with chapter 3. I want to start with verse 10. I want to kind of instill in individuals who holds the light, who has spirit and truth resting therein, who are of the body of Christ, which is the body of Hamashiach, who are the church, okay, the true church, you guys. Is there a fake church? Yes. Okay, so the true church is those who are in the body, and they are the church based on how the Father has put Christ as the head of the church, and we are the church. Okay, we have the gifts, you guys. In that church is the true gifts. This stuff that y'all hear in these churches, made by bricks, singing, and all this stuff that they're doing. This is not the true church and the true gifts. The true gifts is in the spirit of individuals. The true church rests within them. Being so, Christ, which is Hamashiach, is the head over the church. Okay? So we doing a lot of worshiping and serving the outer, and fail to realize the truth of the matter is on the inner. And I'm hoping I'm going to cover some of that somewhat from the kingdom level. Let's do it like that. Let's take it to the kingdom. Okay? Let's take it to the kingdom and pull that thing down. All right? So I'm coming from Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse, I want to start with verse 10, and I'm going to just move on down and just cover some things. And I want to let you all know, Solomon was talking about in chapter 10 about there is a time and season for everything under the sun. So true. There is, even in your life, in each and every last one of us, in our lives, there is a time and a season for any and everything. Okay? If you could just grip that and apply it in a way that you can understand the truth of the whole matter. You remember when Yeshua said, the time has come and the time is now. He was speaking of why he was here. When the true worshipers shall come, you see, and worship in spirit and in truth. When I, Sister Deborah, I am a spirit and in truth servant of the Most High Yah. I speak and I teach the light and spirit and truth. Okay? So where I'm coming from with this message is in Ecclesiastes, how Solomon was saying that there's a time and a season under the sun. Okay? So what Solomon was saying, it fits even to today, where we, in each and every last one of us in our lives, there's a time and a season for everything. So what is actually happening is Solomon is speaking on the level of the natural, in the way that the heavens has orchestrated it, a time and season for all things that is done in the natural. So one would hear Solomon says a time for this, a time for this, and a time for this, and a time for this. He's telling you what's going on under the sun, not above the sun, under the sun. Okay, let me get you there. where I'm going. Okay, Solomon is talking about there are things that has taken that is and was and purpose and season under the sun and time under the sun. Well, Sister Deborah is going to kind of climb on top of even Solomon's continuing words after he said under the sun, time, season, and purpose under the sun, because he was telling you that these things is the wisdom that the Father had given him to understand what is under the sun, what exists on this earth under the sun, and the times that he has given him. I mean, the wisdom that he has given him, it was toward man. Okay, he wanted him to understand man under the sun. Okay, well, Sister Deborah gonna take it to you from above the sun now. Okay, since Solomon want to tell you, let's see what Solomon said in chapter 3. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. Let me go over that again. Solomon is saying that Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens. Okay, now watch this here. Under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. So I want to tell you, he continued and continued, but it was everything under the heavens. Okay, it was said again, he says under the sun, but we're going to use what he said here in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. He said that to everything there is a season and a time and a purpose under the sun. Stop. This is what I'm going to use right there. Is Solomon was speaking of the time and season and purpose that's under the sun, under the heavens. He was speaking of the things in the flesh. So the wisdom that Solomon was given was the wisdom from Yah, which is spirit, to understand the things that was under the heaven. Okay, I know that what I'm about to talk about is going to take you probably to the edge. That means you ain't gonna know where to go from there. But I say unto you, Solomon covered what was under the sun. Sister Deborah is getting ready to cover what is and was above the sun, above heaven. So Solomon covered what was going on, purpose, time, and season under the sun regarding man. What I'm going to take you where heavens was during this time before, okay, Solomon was given the wisdom to know everything under the heavens or under the sun. So I'm going to kind of tag in on to what Solomon was saying, and I'm going to move into the directions in the direction in how Solomon moved from one level to the next. But what happens is, because the Father has left so much mystery in the end, and in Revelation chapter 10 and verse 7, he explained to the people that the mystery will be to the people through the angel, the seventh angel, that the mystery of Yah is finished. Okay, that it was finished. So he said that the only way you're going to get it is through the prophets, the servants, the prophet. And the reason why he said that, he don't want you to think that it's any and everybody. He wants you to know his servants, the prophets, not your pastor, your bishop, your evangelist, your priest, your place of worship prophets. No, he's speaking of those who are full of the Ruach HaKodesh, okay, that are servants as prophets, okay. Now, I want to go to Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 10, because I want to start where Solomon kind of left out on when he said a time, there is everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens. Okay, so I want to pull away from that, and now I'm going to take you a place you might be in trouble going. Okay, and that might, I'm going to take you to the kingdom. Okay, let's go. I want to take you to where Solomon only got the earth, the flesh on the earth. But I'm going to take you to the spiritual realm, the one who created it before it was. Because it before it was, you know. So therefore, I want to take you there. And in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 10, Solomon talked about, I have seen the travail. What is travail? What do you mean? Hold up, bro. What do you mean? Solomon was saying, I have seen the travail which Yah has given to the sons of men to exercise in it. I'm taking you there. I'm taking you to the kingdom now. I know if you need to get off the bus, get off now, because I'm going all the way, okay? Okay. So here go Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 10. Solomon is saying, I've seen. He's letting Sister Deborah know that he's seen it. Why? Because Yah gave him the gift of wisdom to know everything under the heavens. See, he gave that to him just to know. It was a gift from the heavens to Solomon. To what? I have seen the travail which Yah have given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. So what Solomon is saying, that he received the ability to see the travail which Yah had given to the sons of men. What is travail? If we look it up, what would travail be in Hebrew? It means the hardship of man, the trouble of man, the tiresome of man, the stress of man. You mean Solomon? He allowed you to see that? The travail of who? Men to be exercised in it. Exercised in travail. So what he's saying when he says Yah has given. See, Solomon couldn't say that until it was given him the spiritual wisdom and understanding. See, spiritual wisdom is of the Father. Understanding is of the Father. You got knowledge of the Father. And then you got on this other side, wisdom in the flesh, knowledge in the flesh, and understanding in the flesh. But what Solomon is telling you is that he's seen the travail in the spirit, that which is given from the Father upon man to exercise in that travail. Woo-wee. Y'all done missed that, baby. Okay, now verse 11. He has made all things beautiful in his time. So now you got to understand, Solomon talking now in the spirit realm, you guys. That's where I'm taking you. Solomon was broken down to you in the natural. He was given it from the spirit to see that which was under the sun, under the heavens in the natural. But he was given it through the spiritual wisdom, through the spiritual understanding of everything under the heaven. Okay? And in verse 11, he says, he has made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set. See, he's telling you the Most High has made all things, everything beautiful in his time. And because it don't look beautiful now, don't mean it wasn't when he made it beautiful in his time. So Solomon speaking, when he's saying he has made everything beautiful, he's speaking spiritual realm, you guys. Then he said, also he has set the world in her heart. How do you know? Because a lot of you all don't understand. I don't care how beautiful you look. I don't care how nice and what you have or what you doing and how you doing it, and I don't care what it is. Let me explain something to you. If it's in your heart to be wicked and evil, that's what's in your heart. If it's in your heart to be righteous and upright and just, it's already in your heart. So he's letting you know the power of the heavens, where the Father resides. I ain't talking about where your pastor, where your bishop, your apostle, your priest, your prophet, your prophetess. I'm not talking. I'm taking you to the kingdom. Okay? So he says here also he has set the world in their heart. You already set in your heart. That's what he shall measure you by. He already have you written in one direction eternal or the other one eternal. Based on what? The heart that the heavens have set and knew of. So like I say, you can be down here going to church for 100 years and it don't mean nothing. You can get yourself wrapped from head to toe. Men can wear their fringes from this day on. You can walk around with your Bible, quoting verses, precepting and lining, and little here and little there. You can have the King James Version, the King James 16, and every lost book and every found book. All you want. You better wake up. Because what Solomon's saying here in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 11, he has made everything beautiful in his time. Where you at? Where you at? See, people don't have no respect for my Father's time. He has his own time in which he created everything from the beginning to the end. Where you at? Or where were you, Job, when he created the stars? See, he's actually trying to get flesh of men and women to understand. Stand down. When I did this from A to Z, when I said beginning to the end, know that that was me. That is and was and shall always be the true beginning and the true end. Okay? And then he said here, also he has set the world in her heart, so that no man can find out the work that Yah make it from the beginning to the end. It's too much. He set everything so that you won't run around here like the world has done. Teaching people, instilling in people, everything under the sun. And it's not like unto above the sun, where the kingdom has designed it from beginning to end. This is what's wrong with it. And it ain't gonna change. Because heavens had orchestrated it to be exactly what you see today. And it says here, also he has set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that Yah made from the beginning to the end. So we'll never know it all. Nowhere near it. where this come from and where this been and where this come from and where this come from and where this going and where this ended. No, we're not going to ever know it. We're not going to know it all. But what we know is what the Holy Spirit in us teach us. And it's very limited. Okay? Now, when you get to verse 12, we still to the kingdom, y'all. We still, Solomon was looking under the heavens. Now, I'm going to show you that he knew that the things were more greater above the heavens, because that is what taught us what was under the heavens. And that taught him what he was beholding under the heaven is what was above the heavens. Okay, the kingdom. Okay, verse 12, I know that there is no good in them. See, Solomon how do Solomon know that? Because it was a gift from the Father unto Solomon to have the spiritual wisdom and the spiritual understanding to know that heavens has orchestrated everything under the heaven, and nothing under the heaven had no good in it. Okay, listen to what he says in verse 12. And I know that there is no good in them, but a man to rejoice and do good in his life. But a man is to rejoice and do good in his life. But what does it say, the first one? I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life. You get to verse 13, it says, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy good of his labor. Enjoy your labor, okay? He says here, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of Yah for you to do, just do that. To enjoy it. Drink, eat, and enjoy the good of your labor. You might as well. Do y'all understand what he's saying? Heavens is showing Solomon that they might as well. They might as well take on what is under the heavens and enjoy it. Why? You're gonna find out why. Okay, verse 14. I know that whosoever Yah doeth, it shall be forever. He's letting you know that while everybody thinking that Yah is a switchy, switch, one that switch here and change here and switch over here. No, it says here in 14, Solomon says, I know that whatsoever Yah doeth, it shall be forever. So don't think you're going to get down here under the heaven and think that the things that you're doing down here and the way things are down here, heaven's going to switch it or change. No, it's forever. What heaven has done under the heavens is forever. It ain't something that he's going to come down here, like I told you, and make the crooked straight. Okay? Knowing nothing, we in 14, nothing can be put to it. That means you can't change it. Nor anything taken from it. That's showing you. Solomon's actually in the kingdom, y'all. He's giving you a glimpse of what heavens is about. Listen to what he said in 14. I know that whatsoever Yah doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it. That means nothing you can do about it. Nor anything taken from it. And Yah do it, that man should fear before him. Now, there's a reason why heaven has suffered these things to be. as in 14, locking everything up according to the kingdom. That the fear of man would be of Yah, the one that holds all things, the one that ruled all things, the one that created all things. It says in 14, and Yah doeth it, that man shall fear before him. So it's not like you are to fear what is under the heaven. You better fear what's above the heaven in the kingdom. Because he got all this here that he has created. And if we think down here that we could change it, or we could put something to it to change it, it's not going to. And Yah doeth it, that man shall fear him before him. Okay? Verse 15, that which has been is now. That which has been is now. Been. That which hath been. That's me. That which is in the kingdom is now. And that which is to be has already been. That is something that I think one of the first lessons I would say they should have taught in Sunday school, or the pastor should have taught all his members. And I stand today in the year 2025, and I can say to you, they don't teach that. And I'm going to give you a little token. They don't teach you that which was, that which is, and that which shall be. This is exactly what verse 15 is saying. It's saying in verse 15, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 15, that which has been is now. Being meaning kingdom. The way he orchestrated everything from the kingdom is now. And that which is to be have already been. That means that which is to be has already been. From when? The kingdom. So that which is being, that which has already been, okay? And Yah required that which is past. Yah has the key to that beginning to the end. That which was, that which is, and that which is to come has already been. That also give you, that's what Solomon is taking you to the kingdom. He letting you know heavens already have that which was, that which is, and that which shall be is already been. Where? In the kingdom. So it shows you ain't really ruling nothing like you think. You see how much choice you have? Choice to do what? Have a bowel movement? Go in there and use the toilet. That's your choice. Okay? So verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. Every sign of sin and wicked was there. And what was he saying? And moreover, I saw under the sun, see that? The place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, and the iniquity was there. You see? He's speaking of on the earth. He saw this under the sun. You see? He saw this under the sun. Okay? Verse 17. How did he get the opportunity? Because that's what Yah gave him. The gift from the heavens of the spiritual wisdom. The gift from the heavens was the spiritual understanding. So he had the best of Yah. Okay? So he says, he lets you know that under the sun, he saw the place of judgment, that the wickedness was there and the place of righteous, that iniquity was there. Okay. Then he says, I said in my heart, Yah should judge the righteous and the wickedness. Now listen to what he said. I said in my heart, Yah shall judge the righteous and the wicked. For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. You see? So even though what happened to him, and I can see where he could have gotten really sorrowed. I can see now why he kept saying vain and everything is vain and vexation. Everything is worthless. That's what Solomon continued to say over and over and over. Now I can see, because he said that he got the opportunity and he saw the place that wickedness was there and the place of righteousness, that the iniquity was there. Okay. Verse 17, that was under the sun. I saw in my heart, Yah shall judge the righteous and the wicked. For there is a time there for every purpose and every work. Okay? So he was able to see all this that was under the sun, under the heavens. All this was going on. Okay? On the earth. Then verse 18, he says, and I saw in my heart concerning the estate of the Son of Man. Now in him, he's searching the Son of Man in his heart. Verse 18, I said in my heart concerning the estate of the Son of Man, that Yah might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. They themselves are beasts. Do you think a pastor would preach that? Honestly, seriously, you think they would really break that down? Now watch this here. For that which befalleth the Son of Man befalleth beasts. Even one thing befalleth them, as one diet, so diet the other. Yea, they have all one breath. That means all the beasts, mean it's like beast, and that all the beasts diet. They diet alike. Why? They have all one breath. That's the breath of Yah. Okay? One breath. Now watch this here. So that man has no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity, worthless. See, that's why I try to explain to y'all. You go around here and you think in the flesh who you are, what you got, where you going, and be so in this high level of pride and ego, y'all, self-centered and greed and envy and just hateful, and do not understand that your destiny has already been sealed. And what you doing when you're down here is identifying who you are up there in the kingdom come judgment. You already know. So here he's letting you know that in it all, all these beasts, we all are beasts and have no preeminence. I think preeminence above a beast. For all it is vanity. Vanity is worthless. See, your flesh is worthless. See, a lot of y'all don't understand that, because it died and go to the grave, to the ground, to the dust. And we put so much into this flesh and nothing into our spirit. Now listen to this. And it says, all go unto one place. That's the grave, hell. What the grave is, a hell. All goeth unto one place. All are of the dust, and all return to the dust again. See, our flesh is worthless. It's vanity. It's worthless. So you see how people add on to their flesh all the things that they do that's wicked and evil. And they think they're doing something. And this flesh goes nowhere but to the dust, which is the grave where they bury it, and it's called hell. You see? And it says here in verse 20 again, all go unto the one place. All flesh go into one place, the dust. All are of the dust, and all return to dust again. You see? Now, it says in 21, who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward? Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward? Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? You see how they calling the flesh, they calling it a beast that goeth to the earth, go downward, and the spirit of that individual go upward. They don't teach you all that. They just teach you going straight to heaven, or somebody's going straight to hell. The spirit has to go to the place of sleep, but the flesh gonna go back to the dust. So listen to what it says in 21. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? Because people today don't understand. They are a beast. You go right back into the dust in which you came. But you have a spirit. It goeth upward. Because it has to rest, or it has to sleep in the place that Yah has called it to sleep. That's why he's telling you, who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth. To the earth. He ain't telling you going down to the lake of fire. He's just letting you know the dust goes down and the spirit goes up. Okay? Now verse 22. Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works. Watch this here. For that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? See? Who can bring him to that level? Those that Yah has sent to teach these people the level that's after you enjoy your works and your labor. There's something after. It says, for who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? This is where many people are not at. This whole thing here just getting on my... A lot of people's not here. They have no idea that this has been missing also. Teaching people exactly what Solomon is saying. Taking you to the spiritual realm. First and foremost, Solomon wanted us to understand how heaven had orchestrated all of this. What did he say? Heaven has orchestrated that which was, that which is, and that which shall be. Heaven has orchestrated it. And everything outside of that, all of it is vain and vats outside of the spirit that also has been orchestrated to its destiny. But it all started from the kingdom. So in Ecclesiastes 3, if you go back and you read it, you'll hear Solomon telling you about what's under the sun. But if you stay with him and really listen to what he is saying, you'll see he's telling you what was above the heaven. You see? He's telling you in the beginning of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, what is under the heaven. And then he'll tell you what is above the heavens, the one that created the under the heavens and above. That's what he did. He took you from the natural that's under the heaven, and then took you to the above, the one that has orchestrated it from that which was, that which is, and that which shall be. And then he began to tell you this too is what Yah has given. Travail. Yah did that. So to really get to know how the Father in the kingdom on the throne rumbles and how he works. And that's a place nobody wants to go. That's a place no one wants to teach and preach about. But I think that's a wonderful place to go. To go to where you know that it ain't nothing under this sun going to override what is in the kingdom. And how the kingdom have set the earth under the sun in the order of his right hand power from the kingdom. And he said ain't nobody going to move it, touch it, or move it out of its space. It's there to stay. And nothing's going to change. So while we're down here clowning. Vain and vax. All of the things that we're doing down here, you guys, are vain and vax. Only thing worked, anything down here is that's when his spirit is in us and we are a servant and we're doing the works and the fruit of the spirit. Going right back to the kingdom. So Sister Deborah, hope you got something out of it. I didn't really grip it like I really wanted to, but I give the Most High all glory and honor for allowing me to come to you again today. So I hope that this message does help you in some way or another, because I wanted to really bring it to the realm of glorifying the Most High Yah, giving him honor and praise. And it's a lot of things that were said in Ecclesiastes where Solomon took you from what was under the heaven to what is above the heavens, where all the authority, the creation, and the gift for himself to have the wisdom to know these things under the heavens, and the spiritual understanding that was given to him, that he shall know what is under the heavens. He knew that it came from above the heaven. You see? So he gave you two sides. It's just that you see it. So Sister Deborah says, I'll be back. Shalom.